Hey guys, taking a quick look today at a beautiful, brand new, but not mine, on loan to me revolver from Smith & Wesson. This is the 686. This is the -6 686 357 Magnum. Double action, single action revolver, and it is all stainless steel, nicely polished to a beautiful shine. This is the 4 1/4 inch barrel. It is a heavy bull barrel on this gun. Gives it a nice weight, certainly a lot of balance out front. Overall weight of this gun is 39.7 ounces, so it is just a hair under 40 ounces, and 40 ounces is always kind of a number I think of when I think of a heavy or hefty revolver. So this is just about at that range. Has a nice Smith & Wesson rubber grip. I believe, I'm almost certain that is a Hogue product provided to Smith & Wesson for these guns. Feels really, really nice in the hand. So again, this is a 357 Magnum. That means it'll shoot 38s. I'm going to shoot mostly 38, and I'm going to start out with some aluminum cased Blazer 38s. Okay, I'm shooting revolver, which means I get to drop in lots of rounds. Again, this is the the aluminum cased Blazer, kind of Crayola shaped lead rounds. They are, what are they? 158 grain lead. Got a target about 16 or 17 yards down range. It's a steel target, so let's just have a little bit of fun with it. Very first shots through this gun. It is a 6-shot revolver. It is not cut for moon clips, so you could use a speed loader, but you can't use moon clips with it. Has an adjustable rear sight with a nice white outline around the notch, and an orange insert in the front ramp. Gives you a good sight picture. It feels good in the hand. Like I say, it's got some weight to it. Got some nice weight and nice balance. I like the bull barrel. I tend to prefer a revolver with a nice heavy barrel out front. Probably just because, you know, my very first gun I ever owned was a revolver with a heavy barrel out front. So I guess I prefer that. Gun does feel really good in my hand. It is it's about 150,000 degrees out here, and the humidity is about 400%. So my hands are sweating a little bit. The rubber grip helps, but you know, sweaty hand against sweaty hand is always a problem. Double action trigger is a bit heavy on this gun. There's no real tuning or anything done. This is kind of your stock off the shelf model. And you can tell the difference between that and, you know, Performance Center or Pro Tuned gun. An untuned Smith & Wesson revolver trigger is still better than most others. This is an L frame revolver, so for your reference there on size and so forth, this is an L frame. Let's move over to some nickel cased ammo. This is some PMC, 130 grain, so lighter bullet, faster projectile, 130 grain, 38 special. very nice. It has that nice Smith & Wesson feel to it. I like it. I do like the bull barrel. Trigger is pretty easy to stage. You can stage the double action trigger pretty well. Get it back there, right there, and you're right at that drop. So it's pretty easy to feel that and get that staged if you want for that single action type break. Okay, let's try just my left hand. Weak hand only. Single action. Make it a little easier for me. All right, let's try some full house. 357 Magnum through this gun. I'll tell you how it feels shooting the powerful stuff. Not bad, handles it pretty well. Doesn't improve my accuracy apparently. Really? Very strange. Okay. Very, very interesting. This is PMC ammo, and it might have some really hard primers. Handles a 357 pretty well. You know, obviously you're going to have that recoil. 357 Magnum is one of the most, you know, harshly recoiling rounds in a small centerfire handgun. But the weight of the heavy barrel out front, combined with this rubber hose grip, really do make it pretty well managed. Not unpleasant to shoot at all. Okay, so from 25 yards, let's try 6 rounds of 357 and then 6 rounds of 38. 25 yards, 3-inch orange dot is the objective. Hard for me to see at this distance, but it looks like most of those were high. Let's see if we do any better with 38. A lot of those hits might not even be in frame on that target camera. Okay. Check it out. So, first look at this 686-6 L-frame, solid stainless steel, nicely polished revolver from Smith & Wesson. So my initial thoughts are, you know, this is kind of your starter basic duty revolver configuration. It's got the heavy barrel out front like most duty revolvers did, and it is a double action, relatively heavy double action. Feels like 12 pounds, 13 pounds. Single action is nice, like Smith & Wesson's always are. This is an untuned gun, so this is basically your standard production configuration. So this would be a good starter gun to get yourself used to a revolver, and over time, if you wanted to improve it, take it to a gunsmith, have trigger work done. You could have the hammer lightened. There's a lot of things you could have done to this gun relatively inexpensively to make it quite the shooter. But I would say right now, as it is, right now, this is not really the gun I would take to the match. Unless that's kind of all I had, because it is a little rough around the edges. The double action is heavy, and you can feel a little bit of grit in there. And it has good sights, has good adjustable sights. I like the white notch, sort of like for you semi-auto guys, think of the Glock standard sight. Well, you've got that same underdog picture here, and you got that orange ramp up front, which I think is standard on most revolvers now. It's a nice gun. It's well made. You can feel the quality, and it handles the 357 rounds really well. So I like that about it. So a big thank you to my buddy Chuck, who loaned me this brand new gun and let me put the very first rounds through it for him. I appreciate that. This was the first look at the 686-6 stainless steel revolver from Smith & Wesson. Thanks for watching.